Welcome to the Brotherly Advice Podcast, a safe space where we have honest conversations, share relatable stories, and give you practical advice and wisdom to help you navigate your real world. I have an amazing guest in my presence today. Trust me when I say this, I can spend a good hour talking about this guest that I have today. He's someone I respect a lot, and every time I speak to him, I'm left motivated and inspired. One thing I like about my guest today is anytime we speak, he's able to give me ideas by snapping his fingers. Anytime he snaps his fingers, he gets new ideas for me. He's an alumni from the Brandeis School of Business and Economics. He's an author of books of which we'll talk about today. He's an AI consultant and an entrepreneur. He's the CEO of Meet Professionals, LLC. My guest today is not just a CEO. He's a motivator, he's a mentor, and he's a very good friend of mine. My guest today, ladies and gentlemen, is Mr. Frank Asamoah. Frank.
Thank you.
Welcome so much to the Brotherly Advice Podcast. I'm so excited to have you here. I mean, I can't even hide my excitement. I mean, the goal of this podcast is to have really distinguished personalities on this podcast where we share and have really good conversations. And I'm really beyond excited to have you here today.
I'm glad to be on this platform, and happy to be here. I mean, you are doing an amazing job, amazing work.
Thank you so much.
Helping everybody, brotherly, helping brothers and sisters out there. And I hope our dear sisters will not be offended when we say brotherly. You are involved.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Everybody is welcome on board, and then we hope that whatever we're going to share today will be a blessing to everyone, and we will learn from each other as well. So thank you for hosting me and having me.
Thank you. I mean, you I think you even did a better intro than me right now. Thank you so much. Right. So I'm getting right into the conversation, right? So before the CEO title and global impact, right? What would you say, or who is Frank Asamoah? How was the beginning? How did we get here? What we are looking at? We are looking at a very distinguished person right now. How did we get here?
Yeah, I mean, that's great. I mean, originally I'm from Ghana, West Africa.
Right.
Hail from the Ashanti region, and New Llc precisely. So, born in a family of 7.
Right.
And growing up to see my family, my brothers, my father, my siblings, life was not green from the beginning. So, every day looking for opportunities, how you can be able to keep on digging and breaking the barrier,
right,
to make a difference. So after school and everything, I have to rush all the way to Accra to join my senior brother in the city at Kantamanto, just to make a living. And all those who are familiar in that market, it's a market full of hustlers and survivors,
right,
at Kantamanto Market in Accra, Ghana. So after the years pass, days by, months pass by, you have to put yourself to university because you have finished high school and you need to go ahead. But no money from family members to support you, so you got to go and work, save yourself some money.
Right.
And then I end up putting myself to university. So I graduated from Methodist University, Ghana. So I did pay my own school fees and everything, work hard to graduate from there. Right after, I got a chance to work with different companies in Accra, and then I got one job with a mining supply company, which they transferred me to Anglo Gold Ashanti Obuasi Mines. So whilst I was there, I had a chance to come across then Brandeis International Business School to apply for their MBA program. I applied for the school, and you'll be shocked. I got admission, I got over 80% scholarship, and I've done everything. I have to start classes, but even buying plane ticket to come to America, there's no hope, so I have to keep on deferring my course. So I deferred for the first time, and then have to defer again the second time. The school wrote to me, they don't think I'll be coming because they have left my slot there for so long, and it's almost a year.
Right.
And I keep responding to the admissions office that I'll be coming. These are the challenges. There was a whole lot of light out in Ghana back and forth. And financial wise too, I wasn't ready with the rest of the funding, the 20%. But God being so good, I spoke to a few friends who were able to support.
Right.
Raised about 8,000 Ghana cedis for me, converted it into dollars, and then bought my plane tickets.
Right.
And then I got myself a change of $300. And that's how I jump into playing, let me say it that way, to get myself here. So I got into America not knowing even where I would sleep.
So you got to America with just $300?
$300.
All right.
That was how I got into this country. So lucky enough, prior to coming, there were a couple of students who have been into America and they keep on doing, finding your way back to how you can get into U.S. Schools and then embassy admission. A lot of people have been helping. Most of our brothers out there, they've been helping a lot. So I found a lady called Llc Ep.002, who at that time, she was doing this kind of study abroad education.
Well, by the way, I know better. She's a very amazing woman.
Yes.
I mean, she's into cybersecurity now.
Correct. Yeah. You're right. So I reached out to her, and then she connected me to another brother in church. So whilst I got to the airport, I started chatting her that I'm at the airport. So she received my message and texted the brother, and then he came to pick me from the airport, took me to his house. He took me in for 2 weeks, and I promised him that within 2 weeks I'll be able to leave. And one thing that I was cautioned, that in America, when you come in first, you tell somebody that you want to be there for 2 weeks or 1 month, whatever time you say, make sure by that time you leave.
Yeah.
So you have to be able to build a good relationship with the person. If you don't leave, it might end up turning to be something else. So I was just finding ways, if I should leave, how am I going to rent? Because at that time, I checked rent online, it's like $800, $1,200 a month. And then I never paid that money before. So with 300, will not do anything. My phone is broken, so I have to go and get a new phone.
Yeah.
And 300. So by the time even I did few groceries to support the brother to be feeding myself for the 2 weeks, the money has already gone down to like $170. So there was no hope. But God being so good, after the school started, my scholarship, I had some kind of reimbursement. They have to give me some money, so I received $5,000 right from there. So I sent some first because I didn't give my mom. I used to take care of my mom and my other siblings when I was home.
Right.
So even before to think of going to rent, I sent some to them for them to keep and take care of the family and the house, because they've heard that I'm here, and then everybody was looking up to me, and I have to also sell the family house. So I got my place, moved sure that within that 2 weeks, I got my own place and then started life. So that's how my journey in America started at Brandeis University.
I'm guessing, so from what you're saying, it's not been easy. It's been a really tough journey. But you are here today as the CEO of Meet Prof LLC, Meet Professionals LLC, and I'm super impressed, and I don't even know how you got there. But I want to ask this question. So you've been able to build Meet Prof from an idea, right? What would you say influenced you to start the company, and also what was that light bulb moment when you thought of it and said, no, this is what I have to do, this is what the world needs? What influenced that decision?
Yes, so during my time at the graduate school, we have what we call office hours, where students, after lectures, you go and connect with your professors, and then if you have any questions, you want to ask them right after class, that maybe during the time of class, maybe you were not able to ask in detail what certain topics or what some things mean. So these professors in the US have what we call office hours, where students can go in, and then it's like a Zoom link they will share with you during the syllabus, the time they will be introducing the class, your first time for the class. So you have links that they will share for you to connect with them and then come to their office hours. So there was one day.
More like a one-on-one meeting with your professor.
Correct. Correct. One-on-one meeting with your professor. So I happened to go to one of my professors. So that professor is adjunct professor. So he works on other days and then lecture on weekends.
Right.
So on Tuesday is the office hours. So it's Tuesday, 5 p.m. That's the time he's available. So when you go to his Zoom, once you log into his Zoom, he's just sitting there like a coffee chat, like that, and then ready to talk to you.
Right.
So I had my meeting with him, and right after, it just triggered a thought that can we have a kind of a software for business professionals.
Right.
Where if I want to speak to or I want to get hold of the salesperson in the company or the business professional virtually, I can be able to log in into the company or go to the company website, and then I can click on something that can take me direct to a salesperson where I can have a virtual coffee chat with the person and then ask the questions that I need. So that was the beginning of Meet Professionals, how it evolved.
That was the whole idea.
Yeah.
Wow. That was good. So the whole idea is to be able to have a platform where you say you want to speak to anyone, let's say from Amazon, from Meta.
Any company.
Maybe you want to speak to the sales representative or the sales director or whoever is in charge. Your platform gives you access to have a video chat with such a person, like one-on-one.
Yeah, video chat, and then also whoever the business, so I deal with B2B.
Right.
So the business will create a platform and they will give access to, so let's say Brandeis University buys my, sign up to my platform, they will give access to all the faculty professors.
Right.
And then these professors will have their virtual office hours, their availability, and then what time the available student can connect to them. And during those times, the student will just go through the app and then go direct to the virtual room and connect with their professor. Professors have the option to be able to store their recordings of their classes. They had their lectures they had 5 years ago, 3 years ago, and everything like archives, where students can be able to still go there and download some of the lectures and other stuff. So it's amazing product, and myself and the engineers, we are still digging and then adding up more features to the platform. So
I mean, I checked out the website, and it looks really impressive. Even right from the outlook, it looks really good.
Yeah,
I'm really happy. I'm really happy for you when it comes to that, right? So I want to know, right? I know you are big. You are big on breaking barriers, right? You are big on breaking barriers and empowering professionals, business professionals. What is that one barrier you personally had to break on this journey of creating or becoming who you are now?
Yes, in life, there's no comfort when it comes to, let me say it this way, to build capacity, you can't build capacity in comfort. You can build capacity in chaos. So anytime you are hard pressed, and one of my favorite quotes I always say is, necessity is the mother of invention. And in times of need, and look at COVID time, when COVID broke into the world, people, doctors, researchers were able to come quickly to produce the solution, vaccine. And I wasn't even thinking that by the time we get into 2025, we'll not be wearing masks, and then we'll be able to live a normal life like this. So that is the kind of, in times of die-hard situations, how do you break out the yoke upon you and begin to go out there? So my background, my mother has been a great motivation to me. And the husband she had was more into friends, and then ended up drinking with friends, doing things with friends. So my father couldn't become much responsible to be able to take care of us and my mom and my other siblings. So growing up, I saw that I want to be better than him. I want to do much better than him. And looking my mother's situation, my mom had accident when she was young, so they need to amputate one of her hand. So she has been one of the hardworking women I've ever seen in the community where I grew up from. People with even 2 hands will come all the way to get food from my mom, because she's a businesswoman. She sells food and then take it to the market to go and sell. So every day she's cooking something, and she has workers under her. So there's always food in our house. The fire doesn't go quench. There's always fire in our house. And then growing up to see, I can sit there and watch my mom like that. And my siblings would go, sometimes my mom would tell my siblings to do something for her, and they'll say they won't do it. And I'll go and do it. So I understood the assignment right from there, that I need to make it and change the family. And like the Joseph of the family, your siblings might not even understand you proper. And I have faced a lot of challenges. Sometimes when you are building the tower, your siblings doesn't know that, oh, brother need to build himself up at some point. They'll be calling you for money. They'll be calling you for support. So you can't even save for the ultimate goal you want to do.
Right.
But you should know that that is the assignment you have been called for. Sometimes you can be a sacrifice for your family, for your country. With the likes of Dr. Kwame Nkrumah,
right.
He did amazing for Africa and Ghana. But he himself, you can't even count properties in his name.
Yeah.
And such is life. So I saw myself as such a sacrificial lamb for the family at some point. But I've also come to learn how to enjoy the ride in chaos. And that's why I find way to also feel good, dress well, enjoy, at the same time carrying on with the ride.
You don't have to look like your problems.
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. That is beautiful.
Yeah.
That is beautiful. So have you had some significant failures?
Sure.
Along this journey, and how were you able to deal with them? Maybe you can talk about one or two of them.
Yeah. You know, personally, there are some times as human, I do feel disappointed in myself. I feel like there has been too much delay. I should get certain things quickly, but all that is not green. When you look at digital marketers, for instance, when you go online, they will tell you when you post this, you're going to make money. When you do this, you're going to make money. And then they'll be sharing with you a whole lot of information, making you feel like it's all green.
Yeah.
Content creation is not easy. And all those things comes with time, editing, and other stuff, and consistency.
Right.
So when I look at all those things with the experience I've had in life, I realize that I'm not a failure. I can look back and say, I think I am on it. I'm on the right path. I'm going. I'm doing well. But there are sometimes I feel like I am not doing much, and I haven't even started. And that makes me feel like a failure. But it's not a failure. It's a human instinct where you feel like you got to go, you got to achieve some things, and it's not coming.
Right.
Couple of times in school that I had challenges. I have to repeat one class for twice. Financial management. I did accounting back home in Ghana. So when I came into US, and then as part of my course requirement, I have to do accounting. I didn't want to take the class serious, so I had a C for the class. And Brandeis, when you get C, it's something that you have to rewrite the course. So I didn't study. I don't take the class serious, but the exams came. I went to write and I had C. So I said, oh, it just awoke me that no, bro. Oh, I've been getting A, B, A, B, A, B. So, but because I know that my focus is not accounting. Once I'm in America, I have a whole lot of stuff to do. There are QuickBooks. There are so many tools I can use in posting my accounting records. So why do I have to do it? So that was one of the greatest shocks in my life. So I have to repeat the class again the following semester. And it wasn't part of my reputation. And I had a very good lifestyle at a school. I was a vice president at a graduate business school.
Right.
And the professors respected me a lot and loved me a lot. And that particular class and my academic performance brought a lot of disappointment to myself and to the professors too, because they were expecting so much from me to be a great example. And I felt like I let them down based on that. So you don't have to look down on any class. Don't look down on any subject. And that was where I learned a lot from failure. So.
Right. That is good and deep as well. Right. I want to ask this question. For someone who came into America with just $300, right, and being able to rise up to becoming a CEO, who you are today, would you say that money has played a part, or would you attribute it to anything else? Has there been any sort of connections? Would you say, what would you attribute your success to?
I think first of all, it's God.
Right.
From day one, when you read Romans 11:36, it says, "For of Him and through Him are all things." So it's all about him. Life is all about him. Ephesians 1:11 also talks about it all starts with him.
Right.
So God's always God from day one. But on human aspects, I will say the 3 P's. You plan, you prepare, and you pray. And
you plan, you prepare, and then you pray.
You pray.
Wow.
That's very, very important. If you want to know who you are and what life is all about, Romans 11:36, Ephesians 1:11 will let you know your purpose and who you are.
Right.
It's not about you, it's not about me, it's about who created the world and brought us in and who made all these things possible.
Right.
So resilience. From the beginning, you can realize that my mom is a hardworking woman, and this is a woman who, in the community, for instance, there was a government disability support where she's supposed to join and receive help. When they came to her, she said she's not disabled.
Right. Right.
And she never joined them.
Right.
So, and this is a woman that people who have given birth and they couldn't take care of their children will come and eat in our house. So she has been a great inspiration and a great motivation, even though she doesn't have the money and everything, but the resilience and the hard working. This woman, when I was growing up, I would see her with one hand carrying things, going to sell, and then coming to make sure she get money to support us when the man was not around. So having such a family to come from, you can't take resilience from your life.
Right.
And she's a source of inspiration. And then that began to give me the chance to become more innovative. So RII, resilience, inspirational for mom, and being innovative. So these are the 3 things that keeps me going.
Wow. That is I don't even know how to say it, but then again, I'm really impressed about that, about how your upbringing right from an early stage has shaped, I think it's even shaped your mindset on how you see things and how you have to be resilient, because obviously, however you look at it, if the world is not a level playing field, and it's not a very fun place to be if you are not resilient, right? So I'm happy to know that it stemmed right from the beginning, right from childhood up until now. And I'm also very happy about how far you have really, like I said, I'm always excited when we speak. When we always speak, you make
thank God for that.
You make me scratch my head and be like, man, I have a lot to learn. But then again, that is the good aspect of meeting people, connecting with people, because at the end of the day, you get to share and learn from others who are more experienced or who know more than you. And I'm really thankful for that. Frank, I want to know, what would be, if you had to share a brotherly advice with any young man, any young person watching us right now about life, what would be your brotherly advice to give to any young person watching us now?
Yes, I mean, my brothers and sisters watching us, what I can say is that you can only build capacity not in comfort. If you want to build capacity, you can't build it in comfort, but you can build that in chaos. And we are surrounded every day by darkness. But remember, no darkness lasts forever. There's always going to be dawn. There's always going to be light. There's going to always be a morning. But how prepared are you in the darkness? How prepared are you in those kind of chaos moments? And that is where it shapes you. It prepares you. So every time there is a challenge at your hand, or you are going through stress or any problem, it is a turning point for you. It is the moment to open your eyes and be still and learn and get out of that as quick as you can. So capacity is not built in comfort, it is built in chaos. And that's the message I'll share with you listening to me out there.
That was really good. That was really good. You don't build capacity in comfort, but then you build it in chaos, because that is when you are actually able to build it properly. That is amazing. I'm really happy about that. All right, Frank, so let's talk about mindset. Right. I know you are big on mindset as well. What would you say are certain principles, maybe just about 3 of them, principles or habits that guide your daily life as an entrepreneur?
Yeah. Number one is people. I love people skills.
People.
I love self-governance. And then I also love much about technology and innovation.
Right.
And every day, I believe that having a good people skills is a gateway to humanity.
Right.
So the first way to open up a conversation with anyone is through greetings. So you can see a stranger or go to a house and you want to speak to someone and you don't greet them, and then you start talking. I don't think they will be able to receive you better. Yeah. So people skills is very, very, very important, no matter which industry you are. And I have had chance to be in automotive industry here, selling BMW cars here in the US as one of my internship opportunities. And BMW trained me as a client advisor, salesperson, and I pick a whole lot of lessons from the industry when it comes to customer service. And it has also grown into how I do my work as a business and as a product person. I did my product management certification so that I can be able to understand more about Meet Professionals LLC and the kind of product we want to build into the market. And there's one thing that I always say: product managers build product with the people, being the customers, not for the people. So when you are building a product, you don't build anything and then just throw it into the hands of the client, but you do interview with them, you validate the product with them, you understand their pain point, and then based on what they have shared with you, you build your product for them and with them. So that is where I pick my people skills and experience from. In terms of being innovative, technology and then life is full of innovation. Life in itself is a science, and every day things keep changing. So every business you are building, every organization that you are in, every lifestyle you are living, you got to have a moment where you be able to innovate and be dynamic and change. You don't become static.
Right.
So every day I'm learning. I'm a student of life. Every day I'm opening myself to learning and researching. So people skills, being innovative, and then also technology oriented, and that's what comes into my passion for AI right now.
Right.
Trying to understand that the next world big thing and what is happening right now is AI. AI was introduced, OpenAI especially, came more into the limelight where everybody started using it somewhere 2023, January, February, March there. And since the introduction till now, a lot has happened. It has grown so fast, and it has made, I think I would say that it is the best thing that ever has happened to the world.
Right.
Artificial intelligence. And looking at the way the big giants, I don't know if you have heard of Project Ludacris or Stargate project.
Yeah, it's a project.
Stargate. Yeah, it's a project that they are building AI centers around the world, and they have invested a lot of millions of dollars in it. The gentleman who took over Elon Musk's position as the world richest person used AI. The young boy who was recruited by one of the big giant companies in the US, AI. Nvidia is now $5 trillion dollar company, AI. So if you are looking for the next area to pitch your tent and the next innovation to look at, you want to understand this AI. What can I use to do? How can I use it to help people? What can I use it to do to make my life more efficient and also be a blessing to others? And that is why I am more. So these three things, it doesn't go and leave me in my company, in everything that I do. people skills, being innovative, and also being tech-oriented.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And these are really powerful principles. And I mean, I can, like I said, I don't want to be selfish. So I actually brought you here so that people actually know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You are a great man, and I really respect you for that. And I want to ask this question, right? When all is said and done, right? When all is said and done, what do you want people to remember Frank Asamoah as?
That's great. I mean, we've come into this world and we've come to do what we need to do. I didn't want to be part of those people who just came to pass by without leaving a mark.
Right.
So it's my prayer that what I have started, I'll be able to finish on a good note and I can leave a lasting legacy. That the name Asamoah, a lot of people have already cemented that name. It's very popular back home in Africa.
Yes.
And then I don't want to be a negative to that name, but I want to be an addition to that name. That when you hear the name Asamoah, people will be proud to add that to their children's name or their surname or something. Right. So I want to make it as a household name. We have great names like Obama, Trump, and then
yes,
Akutubanfo.
Yes.
And then we do have Osei Tutu and other names that has been Asamoah, yes. And others that has been made more stronger in the world. So that's what I hope, that before I depart this world, I want people to hear the name again and say, that Frank Asamoah, he did this in my life and then did in my life.
Yeah, and I'm happy, and then again, I don't know how many times I'm saying this, but then I'm happy to also have you here because I know the pace with which you are flying. I'm happy to associate with you because I know in the near future,
thank God,
I'll be able to say that, hey, I mean, yeah, that is Frank Asamoah.
We started from here.
I personally know him, and then look at him now. I mean, I personally have so much belief in your journey. Whenever we speak, like I say, it's a whole new school for me, and I learned so much from you. And I knew that it would just be selfish of me to just not bring you here. So I'm really happy that you accepted to be on this interview. And I know, and I'm actually begging you that this shouldn't be the first one, because now today we are talking about business professionalism and everything, but I know you have a lot to offer, a lot to give. So I hope this will not be the last time you're coming around.
Anytime, any day.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So this part of the interview is where I call this part of the interview flip the mic, right? So flip the mic is basically, I have been the host and you have been the guest. I've been asking you all the questions. So now you get to ask me only one question, all right? Emphasis on only one. Yeah. You ask me only one question. It could be related to what we are talking about, or it could be outside the scope of what we are talking about. And yeah, so now you have the opportunity now.
Viewers, there's this question that always, when I did occupational health and safety, and in the class, they said whenever there is fire, if to quench the fire, you look for the seat or the source of the fire. That's how you're able to quench every fire in every building.
Right.
So to bring that to my question to brotherly host, my question is, what he's doing is amazing. It's amazing. He's doing a great job. But we want to know the source,
right?
The heat, the inspiration behind what motivated him to be doing this, to inviting people to come and share their life experience, and then to inspire people to bring them power. I know I have already answered it, but I want it to come from him. And then what is his motivation behind this?
Right. Thank you so much for this question. And it's I'm laughing because I had an interview with I think the previous episode I had an interview with Ophelia, and she literally asked me the same thing.
Oh.
Right. First of all, I am honored to be asked this question, let me say. And I wish I could take all the glory. But then I first of all give all the glory to God, because like I said earlier, this whole idea was, I never saw this whole idea coming in. It's never been part of all the things I want to do. There are a lot of things I want to do, but then podcast interviews like what we're doing now, or the Brotherly Advice series or podcast was never part of it. But it came in as a call. I would say it was a calling. It was an assignment that God put me on, that, hey, take up this journey and I want to walk with you on this journey. Simple and short, it wasn't something that I quickly obliged to. I listened to. I was just trying to hide away from the fact that, hey, this is what I've been called to do. But because I was asking a lot of questions, making a lot of excuses, who is going to record this for me? Who is going to do this for me? I can't do all this by myself. But the interesting thing is, when I took the journey, all the helpers, all the connections that I need, all the resources that I need, everything started coming together, right? And it made me believe that when you are called on a journey or you are put on a mission, all you need to do is to take the first step. Have that readiness of mind, and then take the first step. Once you take the first step, God would also align your path towards the destination He's put you on. So the Brotherly Advice series, or the Brotherly Advice podcast, has just been a space where I talk to young adults out there about self-improvement, about life, about leadership, about growth, where we are trying to raise good men, better men. And when I say men, like I said, I don't mean only men in terms of gender, but men in terms of maturity, men in terms of people. So you get people coming into your inbox or your DM, talk about, thank you so much for this, thank you so much for that, your messages. And I sit back and I reflect and I'm like, there's a whole lot that is coming now, but then I feel like the tip of the iceberg has been so impactful to people. And like I said earlier in another episode, this is just the start, but then I believe it is the start of a very beautiful and a big journey to happen. So I'll just say, to answer your question in the short form, it's just a calling. God just asked me to do this. It's like just a voice that came into my head, and I'm like, hey,
man,
let
thank
me
you
just
so. This is great. This is great.
Thank you so much.
And you have such a beautiful studio to do your recordings and everything. You always have to start. You always have to start because it's all that's not green when you feel like you want to come to America and you want to start something. And but the moment you start, you realize that there will be there'll be challenges, but with resilience and then inspiration and the reason behind what you do. Because if you are praying that God should give you money, first you didn't talk about how much money, and you say, God, I want money, but if you have a good, and you are not getting the money, you are not getting answered prayers. But if your prayer is more of, God, for the sake of the orphans, for the sake of the people, the hopeless on the street, I want you to bless me. Because at that moment, it's like leaving the wilderness and running into your promised land, and then you have gone to meet your sea. In life, when you are running and you meet the forest, you run to meet the forest, that means you have endless opportunity to run through the forest. But the moment you run to meet the sea, it ends your life. Because with the sea, that is the end point of the earth. You cannot be able to move past that. So there's no hope when anybody is chasing you and you get to the sea. Even if you know how to swim and you jump in, you would definitely...
There's just a limit.
You have a limit.
To which you can get to.
So, but from the running away and getting to the sea, one thing happened. God asked the leader, what do you have in your hand? He said, the same rod you made me use it is the same rod I have in my hand. And God said, stretch it. And so when you are going to ask God for something, or you are even asking your uncle for support or anybody for support, what is your preparation? What have you prepared?
Right.
It might not be money.
Right.
It might not be anything, but what have you prepared? Psychologically, have you psyched yourself well for the job? And then have you prepared yourself enough so that when people give you the camera that you need, the studio, you will be able to deliver?
Right.
And that is the kind of rod you have in your hand. So thank you for starting this. I mean, this is great. This is great.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Well, so before you go, right? We're almost at the end of this interview. I've enjoyed it so far, and I believe a lot of people watching us have also enjoyed it. I see you have a book in front of you. Like I said, you are an author of books. You brought one of your books today,
Yeah.
The Mirror of Life. I want you to tell me about the Mirror of Life, and where can we get them as well? Where can we get the book?
Yes. So in this book, I will just use the content to explain the whole book and why this book. This was first written in 2015 in Ghana. It was published in UK by Ex-Libris Publishing. And then when I came into the US, I have to republish it again and change the branding a little. So when you go online, likely when you go to Amazon, you might be able to see the old version of it, which is not available. You'll not be able to get, but this one, it is available, and you'll be able to get a copy. Why the Mirror of Life? And the question I always want to draw people's attention is that the mirror cannot judge you. You judge yourself by what you see in the mirror.
Right.
Life cannot judge you. People will say so many things about you, but you agree with them or not. You give them the chance to be able to speak into your ear, or you choose to ignore them.
Right.
And that is all about this book. So we have 2 ears to listen twice, 1 mouth to speak once, and then to listen twice, and eyes to watch twice, but you talk once. So listening attentively is very important. Anytime you stand in front of the mirror will speak to you. Your self-identity and your image is reflecting at you. Many people don't even believe in themselves. When they stand in front of the mirror, they feel disappointed that why did God create me this way? Why am I looking like this? The inferiority complex sets in, and then they are not able to feel confident to do certain things. Now, this book, I decided to breaking down life into 10 years interval, between 0 to 10 years, 10 to 20 years, all the way to 100. Now, from 0 to 10 years, we have what we call the quadrant of life.
Right.
So quadrant of life is like a circle, and then when you divide the circle into half, you're going to have a piece up, a piece down, and then you divide that one into another half again. You're going to have a piece here, a piece here. That is 0 to 20 years. But here we break it from 0 to 10 years. Between 0 to 10 years, you are at the foundation stage of your life, or transformation stage.
Right.
After conception, you are delivered, you learn your family people's language, they speak, food they eat. Whatever your mother eats is what you eat as a child. You have no option. And you didn't choose to be in America or Africa. You were just born in the family. So this is your destiny. And you are going to bring it from there. Now, the life from 10 to 20 years will be shaped by the foundation you receive from 0 to 10. And between 20 years, I call it 10 to 20 years, I call it the morning of your life.
The morning.
If you look at life in this perspective, from morning of your life, no business person go to office in the morning and start messing up or getting a draft or a game or playing games and all. In the morning, you prepare yourself, seriousness, you set up your office, you get yourself ready. And I always use the banking sector as an example. When the bank resume at 9 o'clock, all the tellers are already there, like maybe 7 a.m. or 8 a.m., set up the banking sector, everything, make sure they have cash available for client withdrawals and everything. And then they open the door for people to come in. Serious business, and life is business. Got to be serious. So what age in our life is the morning that we got to be serious? That is 20 to 30 years. that is the morning of your life. So between 10 to 20, it is the dawn, where you are being shaped by your parents, you are being shaped by your school, people, so at that same level, the teens level will set in, where young people, a lot of young people get confused and are being run down by adults when they reach their teens, at the level where they need to calm down, study, observe, and learn. They become too curious and then choose not to listen to advice and be on their own and have their own freedom. And before they realize, they are in the morning, 20 to 30, and they haven't prepared themselves for the morning task.
Right.
And then 25, life begins to cram down on them at that very young age. And 30, they begin to think about, things are getting late. Now, from 30 to 40, many people say life beginning at 40. But at that time, you are in the afternoon of your life.
Right.
You are in the midday of your life. And in the midday of your life, remember, the night is drawing near. You're about to prepare yourself to close your work or close up.
I love this.
Soon, you will be in the 40 to 50, which is the evening of your life.
Your life, yeah.
And in the evening, you can't do so much.
Yeah.
You don't grow to
tired.
You don't grow to be strong.
Yeah.
You grow to be weak. So if you are 0 years, by the time you get to 100, you become like a child.
Right.
If you are not blessed enough, or if you are not lucky enough, and sickness setting at that age, 60, 70, 80 there, people sometimes they lose their memory.
Right.
They behave like kids.
Right.
And if you look at the grandmas our grandparents that we have, sometimes grandma will do something, you'll be like, why are they behaving like they behave? My grandmother, for instance, sometimes she will eat, and then I will ask her, have you eaten? She said, the whole day your mother hasn't given me food to eat. But I saw that
they just gave you food.
I just want to talk to her, and I will say that she said she hasn't eaten, and she's a Asante woman. This woman, if she eats ampesi or yam or something, she hasn't eaten unless she eats fufu.
Exactly.
so as soon as she tells me she hasn't eaten, I'll ask my mom, is it that you didn't prepare fufu for her? I say, you know your grandmother already. Yeah. She has eaten, but just that we didn't prepare fufu today. I say, I understand. So life from 40 to 50, at that time you are in the evening of your life, the break-even point. If you laid your foundation well, between 30 to 40, you have the chance to do something. Chances are, even in 60, it's still not over. But at that point, you are at the crossroad of strength and weakness.
Right.
And I love numbers. Right. And that's why in the Bible, they have what we call the book of Numbers. They have named a whole chapter. As a Christian, I believe in Bible. And the whole chapter is called Numbers. And number 1 in the Bible talks about the Godhead. Number 2 talks about, the Bible said, a man and a woman shall leave their parents and come together and live as one. Which talks about coming together. So number 2 talks about togetherness. Right. It talks about witness. Anything in double, that's 2. And there are scriptural evidence to all this. Number 3 talks about the 3 components, what makes God the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Right. The Trinity, which is more special to so many people. Then number 4 talks about on the 4th day, God created firmament to divide the heavens and the earth, to create a space where planes can fly and all those things. So 4 talks about defense. In soccer, you realize that if you are number 4, it's not strong enough as a soccer team or as a football team, you realize that they're going to score you a lot of goals, and because your 4 is not that strong. Right. So you need 4 and 5. If your 5 is not strong, is another challenge for you. But 5 in the Bible talks about grace. So 5 times 5 being 25, they say grace upon grace. And then number 6 talks about the strength and weakness of a man. On the 6th day, God created heavens and earth and created a man and a woman. So when you see a man gets married, before the man gets married, the woman will be at the right. As soon as they finish marrying, the woman will come and sit at the left. Why? Because the woman becomes the sword, where the man can use it to strike things. So without the...
I tell you, this is a whole school. Oh my God. I guess, I'm sure now people understand what I'm talking about. Anytime I speak to you, it's like, I need to pick my book to write. I mean, all this thing is news to me. Yeah. But yeah.
So that is one aspect of number 6. Right. And then 7 talks about, the Bible said on the seventh day God created everything and rested. He said everything he has created is so perfect and he rested. So if you look at CR7, Cristiano Ronaldo, he's always perfection, always. Even at his age, he still wants to retire, but exercising, training like with the young guys, he always wants to be perfect. If he doesn't score a penalty, we make a mistake, he will feel so bad as if he hasn't scored a goal before. That is the 7 for you. So 7 for perfection. 8 stand for a new beginning. There's no 8 days in a week, it is 7 days in a week. So the 8th day becomes number 8, which is a new beginning of another week. That's why 8 is referred as a new beginning. And 9, when every woman conceive, every idea you have conceived, it's of hope that on the 9th, there will be delivery, there will be completion, and there will be evidence of whatever you have done. After 9, you square back to 0. 0 is the finality of everything, but we bring 1 to it, makes it 10, which also takes you back to commandment, leadership, authority, and power. So the 10 Commandments, which become the guideline for many believers on earth that we all use. So 1 to 10, the way to flip them when you get to 11, a double version of the God's power, the authority in Romans 11:36. God's power, his authority, and his divinity, and how everything is all about him, all the way to 12. 12 talks about governance. Governance. So we'll end with governance, and then another time we'll continue again, brother.
That's to say, that's not even, so it goes all the way to what number?
It can go up to 20, and then 21 will flip back to 1 and 2. And it also has a meaning. All numbers have explanation. 99 have explanations, and I love numbers, and I take it into, a lot of people use it for so many reasons, but I use it in the understanding of power and authority, to be able to understand how you can use it to govern your life. People believe in lucky numbers, so sometimes when they are playing games or they choose certain number and they don't get their favorite number, they feel worried and like, oh, but it doesn't mean that you cannot do well with any number, but there are evidence of behind all these numbers which has done good to so many people. So
that is really interesting, and like I said, this is a whole new school, but then again, I'm happy I get to hear this, and then our audience, beautiful audience out there, get to hear this too. So if we want this book, where do we get this book from?
So when you go to Amazon and you type The Mirror of Life by Frank Asamoah, it will pop up. You'll be able to get a copy. We have all kind of formats on Amazon. So if you have an Amazon Kindle, you can be able to get the PDF version, and then even if you don't have time to read through all the book, just the content alone, content number 1 talks about the mirror of life concept. Number 2 talks about be transformed, that is 0 to 10 years. Chapter 3 talks about curiosity between 10 to 20 years. The morning of life between 20 to 30 years. The afternoon of life between 30 to 40 years. And then chapter 6 talks about the night is drawing near, which is 40 to 50 years. And then we have the shadows of the evening between 50 to 60 years. And then the strength and weakness and perfection of a man between 60 to 70 years. The crown of serenity, which I believe that 80 to 90 is kind of a great time to be in there, even though you are old, but assuming if you have been blessed with grandchildren and then life has been good, you have positioned yourself all the way coming, and that's great. So I believe that this book is like a clarion call. It's a message to help you to be aware of your environment, to know how you operate and how you do things. Because remember this, as you listen to me, the fish live in the sea or in the rivers, but it is not salty unless you season it with salt. So you can live in a dilapidated environment. You might not come from a rich home, or you can come from a rich home, but you are not guaranteed of becoming a rich person. Or if you come from a poor home, it doesn't mean you are automatically born to be poor. You can be born poor, but when you die poor, it is your fault. So at the end of the day, you have no excuse.
once your parents you are brought forth into this earth, the journey is yours, and how you change to become who you are is solely yours as well.
Yeah.
And I'm a big believer of that. It's been an amazing interview so far, Mr. Frank Asamoah.
Thank you so much, brother.
And we've come to the end of the interview, but before we go, there's this game that I like to play with my guests called This or That. Right now, This or That used to be a game or a quiz time that I put it on my Instagram stories some years back, and people really loved it. So when I thought of the Brotherly Advice podcast, I thought of bringing it back again. So for This or That, I mean, the purpose of this is to just loosen up a little and just to have some fun, right? So with This or That, I give you two options and then you choose one, no in between. Okay, so are you ready? So that I ask you.
Yeah, let's go.
All right, sure. So the first one is work from home or work from the office?
Work from home.
Why would you choose work from home?
Yeah, because as an entrepreneur, getting the chance to work from home, you have the option to also use the other extra time you might have to do other things. In terms of socialization, you can still, because the reason why a lot of people also have a preference for work from office is that of networking and then the human touch. But once you are working from home, once you are done, you can always use the extra time to create those kind of socialization by going to events, other meetings. Because to me, my work I'm doing right now is hybrid.
Right.
And I see how important it is to have a hybrid form of work and then also work from home. So I will always choose work from home any day.
Right.
And it's because of Meet Professional platform where I encourage people to use virtual platform to do their things. So,
so it goes in line with what you are even working on.
Yeah.
That is great. So what about, the second one is Instagram or LinkedIn? LinkedIn. Right. I know that. I mean, that's why I don't even have to ask. You have an incredible LinkedIn page, LinkedIn profile. It's amazing. All right. Third one is AI or human creativity?
I'll go for AI.
AI.
Yeah, because the AI is being used by human. Because human have to prompt it and command it. It cannot work by itself.
Right.
It needs somebody to give in proper prompting. So I always go. Human cannot do much. You need a machine to support you to.
Very true.
Be more effective. Yeah.
Very true. The next one is meet in person or connect virtually.
Meet professionals virtually.
Virtually, right. That is true. I think even meeting virtually, you have the chance of meeting a lot of people at the same time.
Yeah.
But then in connecting with people, I think that is also
you can do one at a time. Yeah. And people's priority. It depends because, you can't do there are some things you need to be in person, one-on-one. But majority of meetings, which can be done virtually and save you time, should be. And there are very, very beautiful platforms. Like Meet Prof app that we are bringing, Google Meet and other stuff, which can give you a chance to be able to meet virtually and then spend your time for other things as well. So, but if it is something that requires signing, even we have documents you can sign online and other things, and but not for you to avoid human touch, but you can also spend time and then go to events and network. I have attended a lot of financial event meetings. Recently, I was at a trade show in Westboro. Over 500 manufacturing companies coming together and I went there. I exchanged few contacts, got some big companies, a president contact, and then I have them in my business card where I've been emailing and talking to them and building some kind of rapport. So that at times you got to go through this network and connect with people. But right after, if you can spend good time virtually, because you can't drive to New York to go and meet all these people. It's going to be fall down back to virtual. So I'll always go for virtual any day. Right.
But then again, it's both it's interconnected if you look at it. Right. The next one is wisdom from the elders, right? Or ideas from the youth?
From the elders.
Wisdom from the elders.
Yeah.
Do you have any reason why? Any reason?
Oh yeah. I mean, the youth are in their 10s and 20s, right? They rather need a lot from the. In our language back in Ghana, we call something that santi tree. I say opani ni hwe kra no na nye aba che. Right. But we think say na ba che. Right. But so if an elderly person doesn't have anything, it's not like I've been here before.
Right.
Because before you get to at the age of 20 and you meet somebody at the age of 50, the person has been 20 before. You can never be 50 years without being 20 years.
Yeah.
So if I want to pick a lesson from anyone or advice, I would rather go to the 50-year person. But doesn't mean that the younger generation are not wise, or they are because not all the fact. Some people can be old, but they might be so off. Yeah. So if you remember the people skills I mentioned, that once you understand people skills, you will respect children, adults. So there are some young ones, my brother, that you'll be amazed the kind of wisdom they've been blessed with. Yeah. The youngest king in the Bible was 8 years.
Wow.
8 years old.
Wow. Wow.
So you can imagine for a king to be crowned at that age, it tells you that if he's not smart, they wouldn't put him there as well. So it's both. You can pick, but majority of young people still are immature. So you can get wisdom from them, but it might be something that you have to use your adult intelligence to learn from their mistakes and then pick something from it. They can teach you a lesson in other way, but not some of experience like a 50-year-old. Yeah.
Perfect. That is good. Now the next one is quite interesting. Would you rather take $500,000 cash or have a dinner with your favorite celebrity?
I would take $500,000.
Yeah. I wouldn't even ask you why. I wouldn't even ask you why. Yeah. Right. Now the last one is plan everything or go with the flow. Plan everything. Yeah. I mean, this is quite straightforward because, I mean, in your conversations, you even talked about the fact that
you prepare and you pray.
Exactly. Yeah. You plan, you prepare, and then you pray. That is very good. I must say it's been an interesting interview. I've really enjoyed every single moment on this interview. And I want to thank you so much for coming to the Brotherly Advice podcast. I'm happy to have you on this channel because I know one day I can sit back and be like, hey, he was here, and we had this conversation. I wish you all the best in your journey, and I hope and I want to see the success of Meet Professionals LLC. I know it's a big thing, and I can only wish it goes higher and higher and higher. But before you go, we have quite a number of books on the lineup here that I would want to give you. One, I know you're an author of books, and you've read most of the books. I don't know of these though, but then I have Barack Obama here, which is his biography. I have Atomic Habits. Becoming Michelle Obama, I have Will Smith's biography. And Finding Freedom, this is the story about Meghan and Harry, Prince Harry. I have The Power of Now, Think and Grow Rich, the 4 Agreements, and then Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I would like you to pick any one of these that you would want to read.
Oh, nice. I think he has been my great guy, but I will check up this guy.
The Power of Now.
Yeah. I love that.
It has really good reviews. I think it has a message that I'd like to read for you in this book. Thank you. So this has a message, very short message from Kwabna Efriye Akoto Banfo and Tishana Thomas Akoto Banfo. With appreciation for your time, truth, and trust, the Brotherly Advice family is better because of you. May this book remind you of the lives you've touched today. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for coming. I really appreciate your time, Mr. Frank Asamoah.
I love it.
And it's been an amazing time with you. I know, like you said, whenever we call on you, you'll come back. And I know my fans, my viewers, my family outside would also want to see more of you.
Awesome.
I wish you all the best.
Thank you
once again.
Thank you. This is such a great time, brother.
Thank you, man. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.